searching for signs, lost in the sand, whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. The stories we have found in the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures, guiding light, readers and seekers in the night. Hopes and fears written in gold. Truth appears as stories unfold.
Good morning and welcome to the MyTarot morning reflection. And wow, so I think all my holiday stuff is done. I'd gone to Salem, then we had Memorial Day yesterday. So that was fun, but I am looking forward to getting back to my regular schedule now. Man, what a wild ride the past 2 weeks have been. So yesterday, or I should say Saturday, I got to go up to Lune, and I was there for quite a few hours, but wow, it was fun because it was like a steady stream. And God, I love reading for people. So that's how I spent my Saturday, and then had family over yesterday. And I actually did the traditional barbecuing. So that went well. So I hope everybody else is doing well. So, and the question is, what are we doing here? I'm looking, oh, that's what that is. Seeing what that extra piece of cloth was. So, with that, what are we doing? We're looking at the opportunity, or giving ourselves a chance to just take a breath. Get our feet flat on the floor, have our butt do the kitty dance. To get it nice and comfortable, relaxing our shoulders, our necks. Taking that extra breath, listening to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean. I have to say, doing all those readings on Saturday was really good. I enjoyed that a lot. I'm going to have to go up there on Saturdays more often. Really is one of my favorite things. Okay, so with all that, I am ready. Check in with the universe, or as I like to say, ask the universe, it's like when the universe holds up a mirror and asks us, what do we see? And we can use the tarot as that reflection. So, with that, I'm going to make our 3 stacks, each one a different thread going out to the universe, like each one of these is a different thought or idea. And if we believe in the multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path, because this stack will go down one path, this is a totally different conversation, and this one will take us in a totally different direction also. So today I'm going to take the center stack, which I like to think of as getting right at the heart. I do that 3-part thing for people when I'm reading live. And it's interesting to see which direction they go. I've done parties where they all took the center. So there was like 8 or 9 people, and they all knew each other, and everybody took the center stack. So I always kind of put an importance to it. Again, everything's an omen, and there are no coincidences, as I always say. So I'm going to do our 3 and 1. And flip each card over one at a time, like we're reading the pages of a book. So the first card, the Tower. So by now, anybody who's seen me know that when you get the Tower, it's not Hollywood's Tower. It's not about death and destruction. And again, I love asking this question whenever this comes up in a reading and I'm talking to somebody live. And I always ask, what's the one thing that hurts worse than a lie? And get a lot of different answers. Sometimes people hit right on it, but the answer, what hurts worse than a lie, is the truth. Because it can bring down kingdoms, tear up families. But originally this card was not called the Tower, it's called La Maison Dieu, which is the house of God. And this is the light of truth. So then our conversation is would you rather know the truth, even if it brings down the tower? But at least you know what it is, and now you can build a solid foundation. So this card is actually about seeing things for the truth, accepting things, getting that revelation so that we can build something solid from it. Okay, we're starting off this week with two majors because look at the Emperor looking at the Tower. So the Emperor in the tarot, that's what? Somebody who takes charge, somebody who makes sure things gets done. Sometimes he knows that he has to put his own feelings away. Sometimes it's just the kingdom is more important than anything else. So the king, he even looks kind of, he looks kind of sad. He's looking at what's going on and he's realizing, but he's staring here at the past so that anything behind him, because that's what a king does. He stands here. He's the barrier that takes care of the kingdom. 3 majors this morning. Good morning for the majors. Okay. And today it is the Pope. And what is the Pope? We call it the Hierophant now. But the Pope is, if we think about how it would have been in the 15th century, they're the ones that help to set the rules, the regulations. They're the ones that teach us traditions. They're the ones that pass on traditions. So when we get the Pope, it's about learning our traditions. And I am not into religion at all. It's one of those things that actually I've struggled with. But when we see a spread like this, it's almost like we tried it our own way, and we need to see and take responsibility for what's going on. And then we need to do what we need to do. But this time, try it the way other people, get suggestions, get advice. Today's spread is all about recognizing that maybe we weren't right, or maybe whatever it was that we're doing, maybe it's not the thing we should be doing. And it's going to be tough to let it go. But once we finally realize it, and we are the Emperor. And we can see that it's like, yes, this has to happen. And then maybe we need to have the humility to find a different path. Maybe ask somebody. Maybe realize that there's somebody that might be smarter than I am. The Emperor could also be somebody, sometimes we get in our own way, whether it's work or home. And we see that we are not doing what we're supposed to be doing. Let's say that we're struggling because we're trying to get a project done, but we're allowing to get ourselves so distracted that until something bad happens, we're not going to... Pain is our motivator. That's what the deal is pain is our motivator. And whether the emperor is a boss, a wife, a husband, a family member, could also be that they're watching as we implode. But I'm not going to change until I feel enough pain. And then once that happens, then we can follow a more solid path. We can, again, with the Pope, with the Hierophant, it's also not just doing what we're supposed to do, but it is about community. It is about being willing to learn. So I'm going to flip over the advice card, which is the 10 of Swords. So swords are our thoughts, our anxieties. With the 10 of Swords, this is when everything finally comes to a head. You know that when we are at our mental worst and somebody says, "How are you doing?" A lot of times I'll say, "I'm okay," or "I'm fine," which means effed up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. It's when I'm the most isolated because I'm not getting things done and I know that I'm just waiting for the next shoe to fall. That's the anxiety. So this is giving us the chance to look at our lives. Where are these things going? Do I need to wait till the tower collapses? Maybe if we take the advice card and we recognize any anxieties that we're feeling, maybe we're not paying bills, maybe we're not staying in contact with somebody, whatever it is that might be keeping us up at night. Tens are just a 1 and a 0. And in the tarot, we look at things as a cycle, 1 through 10. 10 is when we are prepared now to start to 1 again. So maybe we can look at what the universe is throwing out and decide to make that choice today instead of waiting for the tower. So maybe we can just take charge or get the advice of somebody, a king, somebody who is able to help us out because they may have something we don't have, and be willing to maybe get back on track. And that way we can avoid this advice card, which is the 10 of Swords. So with that, keep in mind that these are all these majors here. So it's something that we really want to meditate on. Just what is our biggest anxiety? And does pain really have to be our motivator? And with that, I am ecstatic that I think my life has now got a regular schedule again. With that, take care, everybody, and I will see you again tomorrow, 7:15. And Wednesday, tomorrow at 5 o'clock, I'll be at Soul Aura in Frederick. And then Thursday, I will be at Lune Metaphysical in Hagerstown. So with that, thanks again. Take care.